A man saved the life of a king and expected gratitude for the rest of his days. Instead, the king grew to hate him because the debt felt like a heavy chain. Gratitude is a burden that most people secretly want to throw off as soon as possible. The next 5 laws expose the darkest truths about dependency, deception, and destroying your enemies completely. These lessons come from centuries of betrayal, manipulation, and cold calculated strategy by powerful people. Law 11. Learn to keep people dependent on you. Law 11 teaches that your security comes from being needed, not from being liked by others. Learn to keep people dependent on you so they can never afford to let you go. The more people need you, the more freedom and power you will have in every situation. Being liked is temporary and fragile because emotions change quickly without warning or logical reason. Being needed is permanent because people protect their own interests above all other considerations always. Otto von Bismarck was the Iron Chancellor who united Germany through blood and iron in the 1800s. He served under Kaiser Wilhelm I and made himself absolutely essential to the German government's function. Bismarck controlled all foreign policy and kept critical information locked inside his own head exclusively. No one else understood the complex web of alliances and secret deals he had created carefully. If Bismarck left, the entire system would collapse because only he knew how it worked. The Kaiser depended on Bismarck completely and could not remove him without risking total disaster. For nearly 30 years, Bismarck held more real power than the king he officially served. He was not the most loved man in Germany, but he was the most necessary one. Henry Kissinger used the same strategy while serving as Secretary of State for the United States. He conducted secret negotiations that only he fully understood and kept details from other officials. Presidents needed Kissinger because he alone held the keys to critical international relationships and agreements. His indispensability gave him enormous influence over American foreign policy for many important years afterward. The lesson is clear and practical for anyone who wants to build lasting power today. Never teach people everything you know, because your knowledge is your greatest source of security always. Keep some skills and information exclusive to yourself so others cannot easily replace you ever. Make your contributions difficult to measure so people cannot calculate exactly what you are worth. If they can measure your value precisely, they can find someone cheaper to do your job. Stay mysterious about your methods and let people believe your success comes from unique personal talent. The person who can be easily replaced has no real power in any organization or relationship. The person who cannot be replaced can demand almost anything and usually gets exactly what they want. Law 12. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Law 12 reveals how honesty itself can be the most effective weapon of manipulation available. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim before you move against them strategically. One sincere and honest act can cover the tracks of dozens of dishonest ones successfully. People are naturally suspicious and guarded, but genuine seeming kindness lowers their defenses almost immediately everywhere. Count Victor Lustig was one of the greatest con artists in all of American history. He once sold the Eiffel Tower to a scrap metal dealer and almost did it twice. Lustig understood that the best cons begin with giving something real to the intended victim first. He would approach wealthy targets and immediately point out a flaw in their security systems. The warning was genuine and helpful, and the target felt grateful for this unexpected honesty. Lustig asked for nothing in return, which made the target trust him even more completely. Once trust was established, Lustig would slowly introduce his real scheme over the following weeks. The victim never suspected manipulation because Lustig had already proven himself honest and helpful before. By the time the trap closed, the victim had handed over thousands of dollars willingly. Al Capone used generous acts to build loyalty and trust throughout Chicago during his criminal reign. He opened soup kitchens during the Great Depression and fed thousands of hungry unemployed workers daily. Poor people loved Capone because he seemed to care about them when the government did not. This generosity was real, and the food was genuine, but the strategy was calculated perfectly. Capone needed public support to protect his criminal empire from law enforcement and political enemies. The soup kitchens made him a folk hero and made witnesses reluctant to testify against him. His selective generosity bought him years of freedom and power in the city of Chicago. A single act of genuine kindness can erase suspicion built up over months of questionable behavior. Give something real before you take something larger, and the victim will never see you coming. The key word is selective, because constant generosity makes people suspicious of your true motives eventually. One powerful gift at the right moment is worth more than 100 small regular favors. Time your honesty carefully and watch doors open that would otherwise remain locked against you forever. Law 13. When asking for help, appeal to self-interest. Never to mercio or gratitude. Law 13 exposes why begging and reminding people of past favors almost never works at all. When asking for help, appeal to self-interest, never to mercy or gratitude from others. Most people respond to incentives, not emotions. When making decisions about helping other people out, reminding someone that they owe you actually makes them resent you and want to refuse. The debt feels like a burden, and refusing you becomes a way to escape that weight. Stefano da Poggio was a diplomat in 15th century Italy who needed help from a powerful lord. He had done many favors for this lord in the past and expected assistance in return. Poggio wrote letters reminding the lord of their long friendship and all his previous loyal service. He begged and pleaded and appealed to the lord's sense of honor and moral obligation. The lord ignored every single letter and provided no help whatsoever to his old friend. Poggio was shocked and hurt because he believed past favors entitled him to future assistance. He failed to understand that gratitude is a burden that most powerful people hate carrying around. A different approach would have worked far better for Poggio in that difficult situation then. He should have shown the Lord how helping him would benefit the Lord's own interests directly. Self-interest is the most reliable lever you can pull when trying to move other people. The Rothschild banking family built their fortune by always showing clients what they would gain personally. They never asked for loyalty or appealed to past relationships when seeking new business opportunities. Every proposal clearly explained the profits and advantages the client would receive from working together. Clients said yes because they wanted those benefits, not because they felt obligated or guilty. The Rothschilds became the richest banking family in Europe by understanding this simple law perfectly. When you need something from someone powerful, forget about what you deserve or what they owe. Focus entirely on what they will gain by helping you achieve your particular goal right now. Frame your request as an opportunity for them, not as a burden or moral obligation. People love to help when helping also helps themselves, so give them that clear reason. The appeal to self-interest never fails because everyone is always looking out for their own advantage. Law 14. Pose as a friend. Work as a spy. Law 14 teaches the critical importance of gathering information about everyone around you at all times. Pose as a friend, work as a spy, because knowledge about others gives you real power. The more you know about people, the better you can predict and control their future behavior. Every conversation is an opportunity to learn something valuable that might be useful someday later. Cardinal Richelieu was the chief minister of France under King Louis XIII in the 17th century. He built one of the most effective spy networks in all of European history very carefully. Richelieu placed agents in every noble household, in foreign courts, and even inside the church itself. These spies reported everything they heard, from political plots to personal scandals and secret love affairs. The cardinal knew more about his enemies than they knew about themselves most of the time. This information allowed him to destroy rivals before they could even organize against his power. Richelieu attended social gatherings and appeared to be friendly and warm to everyone around him. He asked innocent questions and listened carefully to every word that people carelessly said to him. Most people love talking about themselves and will reveal secrets if you simply ask nicely. A warm smile and a few drinks can extract more information than direct interrogation ever could. Joseph Fouché served as the chief of police under Napoleon and was a master of spycraft. He knew the secrets of every important person in France and used them strategically for decades. Napoleon both needed and feared Fouché because the police chief knew too much about everyone. Fouché survived every political change in France because his knowledge made him too dangerous to remove. You do not need to run a spy network to apply this law in your life. Simply learn to ask questions and listen more than you speak in every social situation. Pay attention to body language, tone of voice, and the things people carefully avoid mentioning. Notice who people praise and who they criticize because this reveals their true alliances and fears. Keep your own secrets tightly guarded while gently extracting information from everyone you meet anywhere. The person with the most information usually has the most power in any competitive situation at all. Law 15. Crush your enemy totally. Law 15 delivers the most brutal advice in the entire book without any apology whatsoever. Crush your enemy totally because a half-defeated enemy will recover and seek revenge against you. More people have been destroyed by leaving enemies alive than by any other strategic mistake in history. A wounded enemy is more dangerous than a healthy one because they have nothing left to lose. The Chinese Emperor Wu Chao eliminated every potential rival to her power, with cold efficiency always. She killed her own sons when they threatened her position and showed no mercy to anyone. Her ruthlessness seems shocking, but she ruled China successfully for over 50 years without interruption. Every enemy she left alive would have eventually tried to destroy her and take her throne. Shan Yu was a powerful Chinese general who defeated the emperor, but refused to kill him. He showed mercy and let the emperor live because he believed himself to be morally superior. The emperor gathered new forces, rebuilt his army, and eventually destroyed Shan Yu completely in battle. Shan Yu's mercy cost him his life and his kingdom because he did not finish the job. Mao Zedong studied this story and made sure to never repeat that fatal mistake himself ever. He eliminated rivals completely and built a power structure where no one could challenge him safely. The lesson is harsh, but historically proven over thousands of years of warfare and political struggle. When you strike at a king, you must kill him completely or not strike at all. Partial victories create permanent enemies, who will wait patiently for the perfect moment to strike back. Crushing an enemy totally does not always mean physical destruction in modern business and social settings. It can mean destroying their reputation so completely that they can never threaten you again. It can mean removing their power base so thoroughly that recovery becomes completely impossible for them. It can mean making an example so devastating that other potential enemies never dare to challenge you. The goal is to remove the threat permanently so you never have to fight that battle again. Showing mercy feels good in the moment, but often creates much bigger problems later on eventually. Only crush enemies who have proven themselves truly dangerous and committed to your complete destruction entirely. But when you must act against a real enemy, do not stop until they cannot recover. These 5 laws reveal the calculated and often cold nature of power throughout human history completely. They teach that security comes from being needed, not from hoping others will treat you fairly. They show that strategic generosity and honesty can be more manipulative than obvious lies ever could. They prove that self-interest motivates people far more reliably than gratitude or moral obligation does. They demonstrate that information is power and should be gathered constantly from everyone around you. They warn that mercy toward enemies is often just delayed suicide waiting to happen eventually. These laws are not instructions for becoming cruel or heartless toward innocent people around you. They are warnings about how the world actually operates beneath the polite surface of society. Understanding these patterns helps you protect yourself from those who already use them against you. The next 5 laws continue revealing the hidden mechanics that drive power and human behavior ever. Beware,